Hello everyone, welcome back to English Speakology 2.0, the channel where learning English is easy and fun. I'm Alex.
Hello, Alex. Hello, everyone. It's great to be here. Today we have a very important topic, the parts of speech.
Yes, Ryan. Parts of speech are the building blocks of English. They help us understand how words function in a sentence.
That's right. If you know the parts of speech, you can create sentences correctly and express your ideas clearly.
There are 8 main parts of speech in English. Today, we'll explain each one with examples so you can understand easily.
And we will also give you tips to remember them, because sometimes it can be confusing, especially for beginners.
So, let's start with the first and most common part of speech, nouns.
A noun is a word that names a person, place, thing, or idea. For example, teacher, school, book, and happiness are all nouns.
Yes, nouns can be common or proper. A common noun is a general name, like city or dog. A proper noun is a specific name, like London or Max.
Nouns can also be singular or plural. Singular nouns name one thing, like cat, and plural nouns name more than one, like cats.
That's correct. And don't forget about countable and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns can be counted, like apple or apples, and uncountable nouns cannot be counted, like water or rice.
Nouns are very useful because almost every sentence needs at least one noun. For example, the dog runs in the garden. Here, dog and garden are nouns.
Exactly. Another type of noun is the abstract noun. These nouns name ideas, feelings, or qualities. For example, freedom, love, and courage.
Remembering nouns is important because they often act as the subject or object in a sentence.
Let's move to the third part of speech, verbs.
Verbs are words that show action or state of being. For example, run, eat, sleep, is, and seem are all verbs.
Verbs are very important because they tell us what the subject does or what the state is. Every sentence needs a verb.
There are action verbs and linking verbs. Action verbs show what someone or something does. For example, she writes a letter. Here, writes is an action verb.
Linking verbs connect the subject to more information. Common linking verbs are be, become, seem. For example, he is happy. The verb is links he to happy.
Verbs also change according to tense. We have present, past, and future tenses. For example, I eat, present, I ate, past, and I will eat, future.
That's right. And verbs can be regular or irregular. Regular verbs form the past tense with ed, like walk to walked. Irregular verbs change completely, like go to went.
Learning verbs is crucial because they are the heart of the sentence. Without a verb, we cannot express an action or state.
Now, let's talk about adjectives. Adjectives describe nouns or pronouns. They tell us more about the object, like its color, size, shape, or feeling.
For example, the small cat is cute. Here, small and cute are adjectives.
Adjectives usually come before the noun in English. For example, a tall building or a beautiful garden.
Some adjectives come after the verb to be. For example, the cat is small or the food is delicious.
Adjectives can also be comparative and superlative. For example, taller and tallest. Comparative is used to compare two things. Superlative is for 3 or more.
Learning adjectives helps make your sentences more interesting and descriptive.
An adverb is a word that describes a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. Adverbs tell us how, when, where, how often, or how much something happens.
For example, in the sentence, she runs quickly. The word quickly tells us how she runs, so it's an adverb.
Adverbs can also describe adjectives. For example, the movie is very interesting. Here, very is an adverb modifying the adjective interesting.
And adverbs can modify other adverbs too. For example, she runs very quickly. Here, very modifies the adverb quickly.
There are different types of adverbs. For example, adverbs of manner, adverbs of time, adverbs of place, adverbs of frequency, and adverbs of degree.
Let's see some examples. Adverbs of manner describe how something happens. For example, slowly, carefully, badly, beautifully.
Adverbs of time tell us when something happens. For example, today, yesterday, now, soon, later.
Adverbs of place tell us where something happens. For example, here, there, everywhere, outside.
Adverbs of frequency tell us how often something happens. For example, always, usually, often, sometimes, never.
And adverbs of degree tell us the intensity of something. For example, very, too, quite, almost, enough.
Adverbs are very flexible, but sometimes they end with ly. For example, quickly, slowly, beautifully.
But not all adverbs end in ly. Words like fast, hard, often, very are also adverbs.
Adverbs are important because they give more information about actions, feelings, or qualities. Without adverbs, sentences can feel incomplete.
That's true. Now let's move on to prepositions.
Prepositions are words that show the relationship between a noun or pronoun and other words in a sentence.
They often tell us about location, direction, time, or method. For example, on, in, at, under, above, between, during, with, by.
For example, the book is on the table. The preposition on shows the relationship between book and table.
Another example, I will meet you at 5 p.m. Here, at shows the time of the meeting.
Prepositions are always followed by a noun or pronoun. This combination is called a prepositional phrase. For example, in the room, under the chair, with my friend.
Prepositions can also indicate direction. For example, she walked to the park, or he ran towards the school.
And prepositions can show cause, reason, or method. For example, he succeeded by working hard, or she was late because of traffic.
One important tip, don't confuse prepositions with adverbs. Prepositions are always followed by a noun or pronoun, but adverbs stand alone.
That's a good point, Ryan. For example, she ran down the hill. Here, down the hill is a prepositional phrase, but she ran down quickly. Here, quickly is an adverb.
Prepositions are very common in English, and using them correctly makes your sentences precise.
Next, let's talk about conjunctions.
Conjunctions are words that connect words, phrases, or clauses. They help make sentences longer and more interesting.
Common conjunctions are and, but, or, so, because, although, while.
For example, I like tea and coffee. The word and connects two nouns.
Another example, I wanted to go, but it started raining. Here, but connects two clauses and shows contrast.
There are three main types of conjunctions: coordinating conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions, and correlative conjunctions.
Coordinating conjunctions connect words or sentences of equal importance. They include for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so.
Subordinating conjunctions connect a main clause with a subordinate clause. They include because, although, since, if, when, while.
Correlative conjunctions are pairs that work together. For example, either or, neither nor, both and, not only, but also.
Conjunctions are very important because they show relationships between ideas. Without them, speech and writing can sound choppy.
Exactly. Finally, let's talk about interjections.
Interjections are words or phrases that show strong emotion or reaction. They are often short and followed by an exclamation mark.
For example, wow, that's amazing, or oh, I forgot my book.
Interjections can show surprise, happiness, anger, pain, or excitement. For example, ouch, that hurts, or hooray, we won the game.
Interjections are usually standalone and not grammatically connected to other parts of the sentence.
Some common interjections are oh, wow, hooray, ouch, hey, uh-oh, alas.
They make conversations more expressive and natural. When speaking English, using interjections helps you sound like a native speaker.
That's right. Interjections are small words, but they add a lot of emotion to your sentences.
So today, we have covered all 8 parts of speech: nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections.
Yes, now you know the main building blocks of English sentences. Each part of speech has its own role, and learning them helps you understand grammar better.
To practice, try identifying these parts of speech in your favorite books, articles, or conversations.
And make your own sentences using at least 5 different parts of speech. For example, the happy dog runs quickly in the park with its owner.
Excellent example, Ryan. Here we have a noun, dog, adjective, happy, verb, runs, adverb, quickly, preposition, in, and pronoun, its.
Nouns are the names of people, places, things, or ideas. Pronouns replace nouns to avoid repetition.
For example, instead of saying Alex likes Alex's coffee, we say Alex likes his coffee. Here, his is the pronoun replacing Alex.
Let's try a few sentences together. I'll say a sentence with nouns, and Ryan, you replace them with pronouns.
Sounds fun.
Okay, Ryan likes Ryan's new car.
Ryan likes his new car.
Perfect. Another one. The teacher gave the students homework, and the students completed the homework.
The teacher gave the students homework, and they completed it.
Excellent. This is exactly how pronouns make sentences shorter and smoother.
Next, verbs and adjectives. Verbs show action or state, and adjectives describe nouns.
For example, the small cat sleeps peacefully. Here, sleeps is the verb, and small describes the cat.
Let's create a sentence together. Alex, you start.
Okay, the tall man runs fast.
Great. Tall is the adjective, man is the noun, and runs is the verb.
Another one. The delicious cake smells amazing.
Delicious and amazing are adjectives. Cake is the noun, and smells is the verb.
Perfect. Adjectives and verbs make sentences more interesting.
Now let's focus on adverbs. Remember, adverbs describe verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs.
For example, she sings beautifully. Beautifully is the adverb describing how she sings.
Let's make a sentence. He speaks English
fluently. He speaks English fluently.
Good. Another example. The children played
happily in the park. Happily is the adverb describing how they played.
Adverbs are very helpful because they give more details about actions and feelings.
Now, prepositions. Prepositions show relationships between nouns and other words.
For example, the book is on the table. On shows location.
Let's try another. The cat is hiding the bed.
Under the bed.
Perfect. Another one. She walked the park.
She walked through the park.
Yes. Prepositions are everywhere in English. They help your sentences make sense.
Conjunctions connect words or clauses. Let's practice.
Okay. I like tea. I like coffee.
I like tea and I like coffee.
Very good. Another. I wanted to go. It started raining.
I wanted to go, but it started raining.
Excellent. Conjunctions make your sentences longer and show relationships.
Finally, interjections. These show strong emotions.
For example, wow, that's amazing. Wow is an interjection.
Let's try a few. Alex, you forgot your keys.
Oh no, I forgot my keys. Perfect.
Another one. I got a gift from my friend.
Hooray, I got a gift from my friend.
Interjections make conversations more lively and natural.
Now, let's make a conversation using all parts of speech.
Great idea. I'll start. Hi, Alex. How are you today?
I'm good, Ryan. I woke up early and drank my hot coffee quickly.
That sounds nice. Did you see the beautiful sunrise this morning?
Yes, it was amazing. The sky was orange and pink.
Wow, that must have been a perfect start to the day.
Exactly. After that, I went to the park and ran around the lake with my dog, Max.
Max is such a happy dog. He always runs very fast.
Yes. Then I met my friend, Sarah, and we talked about our weekend plans.
That sounds fun. What are your plans?
We will go hiking because we love nature, and we will take some photos too.
Great. Don't forget to bring snacks. You know, hiking can make you hungry quickly.
Of course. I will bring sandwiches and fruits.
Perfect. It seems like a full day. Enjoy it.
Thanks, Ryan. Have a good day too.
Now, listeners, here are some exercises you can try.
First, find 5 nouns in a sentence and replace them with pronouns.
Second, find verbs and add adverbs to describe them. For example, she sings becomes she sings beautifully.
Third, make 5 sentences using prepositions like on, in, under, next to, and between.
Fourth, connect 2 sentences using conjunctions like and, but, or, because.
Fifth, add interjections to show emotion. For example, wow, that's interesting.
Practicing like this will help you remember all 8 parts of speech and use them naturally in conversation.
Here are some tips for mastering parts of speech.
1. Read English books, articles, or short stories and try to identify parts of speech.
2. Write short sentences and label each word with its part of speech.
3. Speak with a friend and try to use at least 3 different parts of speech in each sentence.
4. Listen to English conversations or podcasts and notice how parts of speech are used.
5. Don't worry about mistakes. The more you practice, the easier it becomes.
Now you have learned all 8 parts of speech and practice using them in conversation.
Yes, nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. You can now identify and use all of them.
Keep practicing with sentences, stories, and conversations. The more you use these words, the better your English will become.
Thank you so much for joining us today on English Speakology 2.0. We hope you enjoyed this lesson.
Yes, keep learning, keep speaking, and keep practicing. English is fun when you understand it.
See you next time.